It's always good when you can come back home, and the New York Giants have reunited with one of their former draft picks. Today, the G-Men re-signed former defensive captain Landon Collins, and the person who broke that news joins me now. That will be Josina Anderson, senior NFL insider for CBS Sports and the host of The Crew NYC. Joe, how's it going? Good to see you.
It's going good. Let me tell you, when you're covering the Giants and these teams in New York, it's something always going on in the city that never sleeps, so...
Never stops, Joe, in the Big Apple.
Yes.
You know the news around the NFL never stops. You're always on top of it. Now, Joe, Collins left the Giants three seasons ago as a three-time Pro Bowl safety. You spoke to him throughout this process. How and why did he return to New York?
Well, I think, for Landon, especially after leaving New York and then being with the Commanders, as they're known now, for the last 3 seasons and not returning there, it was all about just trying to find, what was the right fit and the right timing that felt comfortable for him. And obviously, Collins and the Giants are talking over the last, several weeks, trying to see if they could make this work. And actually, when he visited the facility and had the workout on Monday, there was a possibility that they were going to try to get the deal done that day. But, just trying to work around some other players and injuries or what have you. Just said if he hadn't got signed by Monday, they would go ahead and take care of it then. But now with the team having to go across the pond, as they say, and face, that game in London right there, they wanted to be able to just get Landon on board right now, although he is signed to the practice squad, not currently scheduled to play in that game. But you never know, just kind of keeping an eye on things. But good thing for Landon. I mean, he was a fan favorite. He's a leader. He has that charisma. We know he is known for his physical tackling and all of that stuff. So that's what they're bringing in. Clearly, this regime, Dexter, is showing that they're not afraid to bring back a former player.
Yeah, showing that they're not afraid to do that at all. Now, as I mentioned at the top, Collins is a former defensive captain. So what do you think he can bring to this Giants team, and how will his leadership impact the young secondary?
Well, when you're looking at the defense right now for the Giants, I believe that they're ranked 28th against the run, 15th overall. So just with him and his tackling ability right away, I think he can upgrade their run defense. And when you look at the one loss that the Giants had against the Cowboys, I believe they had upwards of 170 rush yards allowed in that game as far as the weakness that was exposed relative to what happened and unfolded with that outcome. So right away, I think he brings veteran leadership. He gives you physical tackling. He addresses a weak spot right now with regards to their defense. And when you look at the fact that they put Aaron Robinson on IR this past Tuesday for the knee, and then they have a concussion with Julian Love right now, and not knowing what his situation is relative to when he's going to come back, that's just an extra body that they can fill right now potentially and have to go to should there be more questions with the depth in that area in the secondary.
All right, so we'll see with that. Now, Joe, you kind of teased this already here, right? Landon Collins is back, and wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. made a visit to the Giants training facility this week. So since we already got one reunion, what are the chances we can see another reunion of OBJ back in a Giants uniform?
Well, the fact of the matter is that OBJ is a free agent, meaning he's free to travel about the country, as they say, when you're on a plane, and he's free to test, certain scenarios, visit whatever teams, whether informally or formally, be it as it may. And yes, he did come in the facility and happened to check out Sterling Shepard and some of his other teammates at the facility. But we also know that he could have done that at their residences. So the fact that he is coming back to the building and to the team that traded him, not necessarily at a time when that's what he was looking for to do, or necessarily going to a place where he specifically chose at that time, though obviously very happy to end up in Cleveland and then move on to the Rams and win a Super Bowl. But at the time that it happened, it wasn't necessarily the most kumbaya time. And so it's notable for him to return to that building and, yes, make extra, hellos while he's there. And he is a businessman at the same time. You always want to take care of your networking, say hello, kind of sense things out. And that's just the way that I assess it. And so anything is possible. I think that the biggest question that you're always trying to ask, a free agent is, are they interested? And I think right now, per my opinion and the conversations that I have, I think OBJ is open to all possibilities.
Oh, reading the tea leaves there, Joe, from your information. Giants fans are going to be a little bit excited about that potential reunion of OBJ with the Giants. We will see how that goes. That is Josina Anderson, senior NFL insider for CBS Sports, also host of The Crew NYC. Joe, always good to see you. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, guys.